About kind of our love of music and the music that brings back memories and the music that we love, and you can't talk about music without talking about Bose, right? If you watch any NFL right now, look at the sidelines. Bose, that's who they trust. Madison Square Garden, Bose. Why is it? Because, and Aaron, I don't think I'm overstating this by saying they revolutionized the audio industry with their wavelength technology. That's how you can get that concert sound here, the high notes, the low notes, the warmth, the room-filling sound in such a sleek, modern-looking device in the Bose. And you know what? This design hasn't changed much over the years, because once you get it right, once it feels right, it sounds great. The wavelength technology, we will get into it, but real quickly, I just want to give you a heads up here. It's $190 off of our normal HSN deal, $309.99. It's our first big sale of the year, which means you're getting 5 flexible payments. All you put down today, take a look at your screen, all you put down is $62. We're going to cover the shipping and handling on this. We're going to ship this out. You just choose the color. We have in this beautiful platinum, right? That nice, sleek platinum, or that espresso. You choose your color. We are sending this out to you. That room-filling sound. Maybe it's during the holidays, how we love to have that holiday music, or maybe having a party. You're going to put on that kind of live album, and you're going to hear the crowd in the background and all of that. There is nothing like a Bose. I always say, Aaron, you haven't heard your favorite song until you've heard it on a Bose.
You haven't heard it the way the artist intended it until you've heard it played on a Bose. So what I'm going to do for a minute is be quiet, which is really hard for me, and we're going to start with a little bit of sound from Bose. The thing. There is a technology inside here, which we'll talk a lot about in the course of our presentation.
Incredible.
There is waveguide, patented waveguide technology that is only found inside the Bose Wave Music System. It is, as I said, patented by Bose. And in fact, you have a little look at it here. And what that waveguide technology is, it was developed by Dr. Bose many, many years ago, and his team of scientists and engineers and acoustic specialists, so that something this small can give you true room-filling sound, something that otherwise would take a speaker, you know, as tall as me, as tall as you, a 5-foot, 6-foot tall speaker. And the way they're able to do that is there's these specialized sort of tubing, about 5 feet of it, that runs through the Bose Wave Music System, through which the sound moves and tunes and attenuates and becomes so much bigger. Now, I want to go back to what you just saw. We're going to show you that animation again, because I sort of want to explain what you're seeing here. What you're seeing is the ranges of sound, the frequencies of sound. My background is actually as a professional musician until, gosh, the first 15 years of my career, that's what I did. A lot of churches, a lot of theaters, and those sort of things. Started out at HSN playing the piano, the keyboard, selling pianos and keyboards. So I appreciate sound, and what I see here is range. So basically, mid-ranges, high ranges, and bass. And we'll show it to you one more time. You see coming out of the front of the Bose Wave Music System is the red and the blue really represent your mid-tones, you think of your voice tones, the warmth of a voice, or the warmth of a cello, or that sort of thing. That's the mid-range tones. And then your higher tones, your sort of piccolos and your higher strings and those sort of things, your chimes in the orchestra, and it's the bass. Did you notice the bass, which is coming out the back, was coming out from everywhere? It doesn't just come out the front, it really comes out of the entire system. This is why we hear music differently when we hear it through a Bose Wave Music System. Now, one thing I've got to mention sort of right off the bat.
That's incredible. Sorry to interrupt, but you can hear everything in there.
The way you hear sound, like you said, songs that you've been listening to for 40 years, you hear it and you go, I never really noticed that guitar. I never really noticed the drum lick, that has it. Something you guys need to know, though. Today, sort of very sadly, this is the beginning of a little visit for Bose. These are our final quantities on the Bose Wave Music 4. We found out at CES, the biggest convention in the world, I think, still. We just had CES in Vegas a week or two ago. We found out Bose will not be able to provide us any more Bose Wave Music 4, which is the latest wave music system. So it is a bit of a last call, quite frankly.
So the quantity, it's funny, I was telling Aaron, I'm so happy we have these back. Our customers love them. We all love them. And he's like, but this is going to be it. So here is your opportunity. It is the Bose Wave Music System 4, and yes, CD player, radio in there. But look, I want you to see that price. This is a $500 system, right? This is over 800 perfect 5-star reviews at that $500 price today. For our first big sale of the year, we wanted to do something really big. We wanted to kick off our first big sale of the year, something big. $190 you are saving today to have the revolutionary audio technology of Bose in your own home. 5 flexible payments. That gives you 5 months to pay this off. All you're putting down today, $62. We will cover the shipping and handling on this. Now, I do need to give you a heads up. The espresso, a lot of orders coming in for the espresso. If you have your eye on that, if you have hardwood floors, or maybe you have that dark wood cabinets, this would fit beautifully in there. And just can I say, for that big sound, Aaron, I think some of us are used to installing multiple speakers, running multiple wires. It's kind of a big setup. What's the setup like for the Bose?
I mean, I can't pull it up because we have it sort of taped. Actually, I can't.
I just see one.
It's one cable that you plug it in. It's like plugging in a toaster or plugging in a curling iron.
Right.
That is one of the great things about the Bose. It's portable, right? So when you have a party outside, or when you have a party in the living room, or the kids are in the basement, or whatever, it goes with you wherever. And you know, go read the testimonials. We'll double check and see how many testimonials we have. Last time I checked, it was over 900 testimonials on hsn.com. And people say things like, I had this at my wedding reception. People walked in the door and said, "Where's the band?" Because it sounds like a band. It truly sounds like a band.
Yeah.
In fact, here's what Susan had to say. "I really love this player. The sound is crisp and clear, and the bass, and it is the bass, the bass, the bass. You will never find bass that sounds like this in a system this small anywhere that doesn't have waveguide technology." And speaking of waveguide technology, we have a little way to not only let you hear it, but to let you see it instead. So let's take a quick field trip.
This is impressive. Take a look, yeah.
What is sound? Sound is air in motion. And what we've set up here is a great way for you to not only hear sound, but also to see sound. Here's how we're gonna do it. These are the speakers that are inside the Bose Wave Music System. So when I take these speakers and put them in front of these candles, well, you'll see exactly what happens. And then we're gonna change things up. Then we're going to take the magic. The magic inside the Bose Wave Music System is the waveguide technology. And this is the waveguide technology. This is nearly 5 feet of tubing that's inside your wave music system. It turns and moves inside that very compact, very modern system, but it changes the sound because it resonates and it echoes and it amplifies inside these chambers. So let me show you. You'll see for yourself the difference. Let's add a little bit of music. I gotta tell you, that never gets old because you can see the Bose technology at work. That's why everybody loves the Bose Wave Music System. That's why it fills your room with sound in a way that nothing else does. Because that waveguide technology changes everything. Again, sound is just air and movement, but that air can move in lots of different ways. And at Bose, we make it move in a way that's very, very special.
Well, you know, we started this off by talking about what music does for us, different moments in our life, memories in our life, the music, our kids getting into their own music. Maybe it's the holiday with the family. We think about the holiday music. For me, where I think Bose really shines is if you have like a CD and it was recorded like a live album and you can hear the crowd and you can hear the difference in the song that they played that night. Or if you have someone in your family who's a lover of music, who is a lover of those kind of live performances, and maybe they haven't gotten out to those concerts in the last couple of years, this would be such a wonderful gift to put them there. They can sit in their favorite chair and they can listen to their favorite band, that live album that they performed at Red Rocks in Colorado, and the Bose will give them every note of it.
So let's listen to those notes here just for a second. We can talk about it all day, but there's nothing like listening to the quality of the sound. So we'll take a listen here. And notice, sorry, one more thing. Notice as I turn it up, the sound doesn't distort. So it gets louder and it gets bigger, but normally you get distortion, not here.
I hope that you're gonna stay. There's always a place for you. my eyes and I pray. I hope that you're gonna stay. I don't know how, I don't know when you will be mine. Just
All right, let's see what's next.
That's
Let's
and
find a different sound
can I
here.
point out, Aaron, the different types of music we're going through as well, right?
Absolutely.
Orchestral, country, rock, whatever it is, folk, the clarity, right?
It's a great point. You know, it's your music
Yes.
heard better. It's your music heard the way the artist intended it to be heard. This is kind of fun.
Hear that crowd? Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, there we go.
It's really just sort of orchestral, sort of John
Yes.
Williams.
You're like,
feeling.
I didn't know there were French horns in
Right,
that.
there they are. So there is room-filling sound, and that's what you get in a way with Bose that you get from nowhere else. And it's the reason why. So when we think Bose, the biggest institutions in the world, the best institutions in the world choose it. Little sort of side note, as I mentioned, I was a musician for years and years, and twice in my life I've been involved in churches and theaters where they were putting in sound systems, new sound systems, and I will tell you, in those are typically nonprofit organizations. First thing you do is you sit around with the board and they go, okay, we're putting in a new sound system. Are we gonna put in Bose? Are we gonna be able to raise the money to put in a Bose sound system, or are we gonna have to choose the second best? I mean, it sets the bar, and it sets the bar in a way that makes it the sound system of choice for NASA, for example. When astronauts are headed to the moon, they've got on headphones that are Bose quality sound. When you watch the NFL and you see the guys and gals on the sidelines, you'll see they're using Bose. If you go to the Sistine Chapel, you know, one of the biggest sort of music venues and artistic venues in the world, it's Bose.
Yes.
That you hear. It's Bose speakers that are in there. And so now you can have it for a tiny little fraction of the price.
I mean,
you can have that sound in your house.
It's really true, because listen, when we go to make a purchase, we think about, okay, how often am I gonna use it, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna pay $300, how often am I gonna use it? You're gonna use it every day, and it's gonna fill your home. One thing you probably don't know about our studio is our studio goes up really high, it's really wide. Sound gets lost in here very easily.
Absolutely.
Not with the Bose, it is different with the Bose. Matter of fact, people come in from other studios to see what we're doing because they can hear this sound, and in your home, it's gonna fill your home. Is it the holidays? Is it that birthday party, right? When is it that you love to have that music? And today you're getting $190 off this batch that we just got, the quantity that we just got. This is the first presentation of the last quantity. This is it. Now is your time to choose espresso or to choose the platinum. And it's so sleek. That's the other thing I can't get over. Big sound, easy install, super sleek. That is the whole thing that you're seeing right there. We don't have extra speakers around anywhere around here. No extra speakers. That is it. And it's from the name that revolutionized audio.
Just listen for a second.
Okay.
Of course, I came in right at the bridge, but vocals are coming in just a sec.
Yeah, right. And the balance between the two is so good, right?
Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Just want to know. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's
So let's do this. So you're hearing this sound, and you're going, okay, there's this system that is not the size of the system is not equal to the size of the sound. And why is that? If you're maybe just joining us, it's because there's something in this called waveguide technology. And waveguide technology is only found, it is patented by Bose. In fact, quick little story, Dr. Armand Bose was a student and then later a teacher at MIT, started in the 60s. When he was a student, a college student, he went out and bought a clock radio for his dorm room. And he brought it home and he turned it on and he said, I'm a physicist, for goodness sakes. I can make sound better than this. So spent the next 10 or 15 years developing this Bose wave music system and specifically waveguide technology. And we have a little video we're going to show you again. It's actually, we'll take another quick little field trip to my home to show you how does waveguide technology work. We can talk about it, and I can tell you that it's two tubes that are each are about 26 inches long inside your radio or your music system that is tuning and moving the music to let it expand, let it build a little bit. But we can actually show you the force of that music as well, and the force of that sound. Sound is air in movement. We can show it to you in a really unique way. So come with me to my house for a second, then we'll be right back. What is sound? Sound is air in motion. And what we've set up here is a great way for you to not only hear sound, but also to see sound. Here's how we're going to do it. These are the speakers that are inside the Bose wave music system. So when I take these speakers and put them in front of these candles, well, you'll see exactly what happens. And then we're going to change things up. Then we're going to take the magic. The magic inside the Bose wave music system is the waveguide technology. And this is the waveguide technology. This is nearly 5 feet of tubing that's inside your wave music system. It turns and moves inside that very compact, very modern system, but it changes the sound because it resonates and it echoes and it amplifies inside these chambers. So let me show you, you'll see for yourself the difference. Let's add a little bit of music. I gotta tell you, that never gets old because you can see the Bose technology at work. That's why everybody loves the Bose wave music system. That's why it fills your room with sound in a way that nothing else does, because that waveguide technology changes everything. Again, sound is just air and movement, but that air can move in lots of different ways. And at Bose, we make it move in a way that's very, very special.
All right, if you're just joining us, welcome in. I'm so glad you're joining us this morning because it is our first big sale of the year and we're doing something really big this hour. This is the Bose Wave Music System 4. It's a $500 system, right? And when you say about a $500 system, honestly, in my opinion, because I've been around Bose, I've owned Bose, my friends own Bose, we listen to our live albums and all of our music on Bose, $500 for this, to me, is still worth it. Sure. I'm gonna grab it because you're gonna use it every day. You're gonna pass it down to your kids. There's no technology quite like this. But today, for our first big sale of the year, you're getting $190 off, $309.99 while these last, right? Right now you have 2 options, the Espresso and the Platinum. The Espresso going very quickly. You're also getting 5 flexible payments for our first big sale of the year. That means all you put down is $62. You're also getting free shipping for our first big sale of the year. So today is your day to get the system home and hear it for yourself. Right now as we play it, we're playing it through a microphone, through a TV, through your TV, and it's still probably pretty impressive. We're also in a studio where the ceiling is very high, and it is filling up this 10,000 square foot studio. You get this home and hear it in your home with your favorite music, maybe at the holiday time, maybe during that birthday party, or maybe it's at a place built, Aaron, where people take it to like their church event. They need it in that community room.
It travels with you. I mean, that is one of the great things about it is you're taking what sounds like an installed speaker system with you.
Yes.
Wherever you go. I think we have a features video that in fact we do. We're gonna run this twice in a row. It goes by pretty quickly. I just want to talk through